Hello, people. So, haven't done a book in about 2 weeks, and I haven't done a book in about 2 weeks because I haven't finished a book in 2 weeks. I actually in the middle of Kevin Hart's book, but I kind of have a computer class that is really kicking my behind. I don't have the time to get into Kevin Hart's book like I would like to, so I'm only halfway done. I'm hoping to finish it next week and maybe give you the review on it. But so far, so good. It's definitely worth having. But today's book review won't be on Kevin's book because I'm not done. So we're going to do Attenberg's book, All Grown Up. So I read this book on a trip to California. I took Dolo. So I know a lot of people, and mostly women, don't take trips single. We don't take trips alone. But I actually loved it. I think I might do it if I could afford to. I would do it once a year. But I probably can't, so I'll do it every so often. So I took a trip to California and I read this book, All Grown Up, within that time frame. And it was a perfect book to accompany me on my trip to California alone. So in this book, it's a book about a woman who is single, and the kind of single that is not the traditional single. Sometimes you're single because you haven't met the right guy or you're taking a break from men. But this girl is single because she truly wants to be single. Like she doesn't want a husband, she doesn't want kids, and she tells you all about the pushback of people who kind of conflict with her, how they don't like that she feels that way. So by the end of the book, she's in her 40s and she still hasn't gotten a child. Gotten a husband, and still doesn't want kids. And as the book goes on, she tells you about her life of being single, in the first person, by the way, which I very much enjoy. As an English major, things done in the first person are kind of like shied against because if you're not experienced, you don't really know how to uh, write the right tense all the time. And I enjoy that this book is actually done in the first person, and I think I will try my hand at a first person story or two to see if I can do it because I really like this way of writing. So this feels like a conversation because it's in the first person, all grown up. So I took this book and I read it on all my outings in California. I would drive to different places that I need to do while I was there, and when I got there, waiting for something or other, I would sit down and read this book in my hotel room by myself and read this book. And really think it helped uh, make the trip feel kind of normal for me. And I really like that. I think that's one of the reasons I'll continue to take a trip to clear my mind, read a good book, and have a girlfriend I can kind of put in my pocket. Because that's what this felt like. This felt like a conversation with a girlfriend you didn't have to share a room with, if that makes sense. So it's only about 200 pages, and like I said, it's done in first person, and the book is really funny. So it's hard to explain the kind of funny it is. I have my little markers in here, if you can see them, but they're not really giving the picture I want you to have. But I'll give you a little bit of how the book is written. You're in art school, you hate it, you drop out, you move to New York. For most people, moving to New York is a gesture of ambition, but for you, it's a signature of failure because you grew up there. So it just means you're moving back home after you couldn't cut it anywhere else. Spiritually, it's a reverse commute. So that's like a little bit of it, but you kind of don't get the gist of what's going on until you read the book in its entirety straight through. And it's so funny the things she says out her mouth, the things she thinks about her friends who are kind of following the traditional way of life of getting a husband, moving on, getting different jobs, and kind of moving out of New York, and how she just won't. And by the end of the book, you find out reasons why she might not marry, why she might not have a child, and why she probably wouldn't move on to a better job. Although she can clearly tell she hates her job because she tells you a lot of times. But this book is a good book. I cried at the end because in the end of the book, something you didn't see coming happens. And I like a book that gives you like a funny ending where you're like, wait a minute, I didn't think this book was going to be that kind of book. I didn't think it was going to be that kind of deep because it's definitely in the beginning whimsical, funny, and just a funny conversation with an old friend. But by the end of the book, it gets very serious in a good way. And I think that is I think that's invaluable in a book where you don't kind of know the beginning and the end as soon as you open the book, because that kind of means it's predictable. So this book is not predictable. It's worth the read. Like I said, it's only 200 pages. I read it on a mini vacation for myself to another state. And if you're going on a road trip and you're not driving, if you're just home chilling and you want a book to read, this is the book for you. This is the book that will entertain you for 200 pages of being single. And if you have been single at any point in your life, you would definitely relate to some of the things she goes through and find it comical as it relates to your own story. So if you like this video, please hit like. If you like any of the videos, please subscribe. Also want to give a special shout out to the What's Up channel, a special sister who always has liked my videos, given feedback, and honestly does that out the kindness of her heart, because I don't know her. So she is a beautiful sister in Islam. If you like her channel, please subscribe to her channel as well. She's under a lot of my comments. It's called the What's Up channel. Also, any of my other friends or family who have supported me on this journey so far, who have liked my thing, subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you so much. So again, this is Jasmine. Well, just Jazz at this point. This is just Jazz, and if you like any of the videos, please hit like, you subscribe. That would be great. Thank you.